You know, as we have said earlier, he talked about his pledges of allegiance to a terrorist group. He talked about his motivations for why he was claiming at that time he was committing this horrific act. He talked about American policy in some ways. The reason why we're going to limit these transcripts is to avoid re-victimizing those who went through this horror.
Well, Peter Ducey's live in Orlando to explain all this. And how far do these transcripts grow in explaining, in explaining Omar Mateen's motive, Peter?
Potentially further than anything we've seen to date since last Sunday, Bill. We know that on these transcripts, the terrorist, Mateen, does talk to hostage negotiators about his feelings toward American policy. We know he does not talk about problems with gay people from his position inside the gay nightclub. And we will not see what he said about pledging allegiance to the Islamic State, because the Justice Department says they don't want victims to get upset and they don't want ISIS to have any new material for their propaganda.
We're not going to hear him make his assertions of allegiance and that. This will not be audio. This will be a printed transcript, but it will begin to capture the back and forth between him and the negotiators. We're trying to get as much information about this investigation out as possible.
And we should get a lot of new details with these transcripts about exactly what Mateen said or threatened that kept the SWAT team from going into Pulse for 3 hours on Sunday morning, Bill.
Much more to come on this. Thank you, Peter Ducey.